Something I get a kick out of are these little drains for water to run off, and this is running off into Looney Creek. But look over here. They've got these little stone culvert-like things made for them so that the water doesn't flood down people's yards. And then it flows down into Looney Creek. This is walking up Main Street. I'm in Upper Lynch now. Now Bob told me that they used to have all these numbered, these camps. Camp number 1, camp number 2. And then it's not known by that now. You got Lower Lynch and Upper Lynch and Gap Branch. And I'll show you by Gap Branch. Look how nice these houses are though. Lawns are neatly manicured. Here's a pretty house. It is a very peaceful little town, and it's easy to see why people call this and say this is like Mayberry, because it's such a pretty town, and you got the mountains behind the houses. I'll tell you one thing that's unique to Lynch compared to some of the other places in Kentucky is there's quite a few African Americans living in Lynch, and African Americans make up 6% of Kentucky's population compared to Ohio, which is more like 20 probably, 15 to 20 in Ohio. But there's quite a few that live here in Lynch, and the reason for that is because there used to be a lot of black miners that worked here back in the day when U.S. Steel ran this, and they was recruiting foreigners to work from Europe, and they was also recruiting blacks from the South, and they were just looking for people to work their mines. When they opened up during World War I, lots of men were being drafted, and it was hard to find workers, so they put out the word, and a lot of black people from the South moved up into here. And it was a segregated community, but I've had a number of people tell me that black people living here had it better than in a lot of other areas where they lived at. It's a pretty area. I ain't gonna film all the way up Main Street though. This just to give you a little sample of what the houses are like. Wait till I get up by the high school. I'm walking back down Main Street toward the post office and the Miners Mart because I left my truck there. And then I'm gonna drive over by the high school. And you can see that fancy building right there peeking through is the old hospital. It was originally built as a hospital. Lynch used to employ the finest doctors and nurses, and they did surgeries in there. And the lady that was working behind the counter in Miners Mart told me she was born in that hospital, which I think is sort of neat. It's a Christian mission now, where they have people come through here, and they'll come down here on like a little missions trip and do work around the area to help poor people, which is sort of nice. This Upper Lynch is stacked. There's like tiers of houses. And the street that runs up in front of that hospital is Church Street, which I'll go up there eventually. And then you can see the Catholic Church right through there, peeking through. I believe it's called the Ascension. I was there for service when I was here a year ago. Actually, it was last fall. And I'm coming back on this little park, Lynch Tots Park or whatever. And then next time I come on, I'll be heading toward the high school. Well, I guess I lied to you, saying I'd be coming toward the high school. I'm walking back down this sidewalk. You can see the post office there, and the store. And this high hill up here, there's a clinic up there. I'll show you that too. Look at those windows just broken out of the store. Well, heck, half the roof's missing, so I guess having the window open ain't a big deal. Might as well continue my drive through Lynch with my Watson truck cam here. Here's somebody walking in the street. If she's wise, she won't walk out in front of my truck. Here's a little playground. I walked up through here. This way you just get a complete picture of what the town's like. my shifting difficulty there, but I remedied it. Yeah, that beeping noise, I don't have my seatbelt on. It's just a short distance. Now we're coming up on the high school. And I'm gonna stop in here, and that's also the entrance for Gap Branch. Or I'll tell you what, how about I'll just take you through Gap Branch right now. We'll drive up through there. I just turned off of Main Street. Right there's the high school. And I'm heading up into what's known as Gap Branch. It's a section of town, and it gets its name, I believe, from the creek that flows through here. There's Loney Creek. The houses are real nice in here, and Bob Lunsford said his is like the third one in here. Maybe it's that little brown one there on the side. It's called Gap Branch. And I think, in my opinion, this is one of the loveliest areas of town. There's houses on two sides. There's an alley that goes behind the houses on the left that'll get you back down through here. I know what this car's doing in the middle of the street. I wouldn't mind owning a house up in Gap Branch up in here. I've always thought it was really pretty. There's a creek running over there to the right. And here's a turn off to the left. I'm gonna go up to the top. Oh yeah, there's a little waterfall down there, see it? Now there used to be a mine up here at the top. Now it wasn't at the very top here, but there's an entrance into it. And you'd get to it through here. Now they probably ran their coal on the belt line up to the top. I don't know, maybe it came in through the blending bin. I'll have to ask Bob if I think about it, how they got the coal out of here. And I'm coming up to the very top of Gap Branch, and the road turns. Hold on. Now I'm at the top of Gap Branch, and up through there, there's a gate, and that's what goes back to where the coal mine was. They have it bricked up now, I do believe. There's some kind of Kentucky law that old coal mines have to be bricked up. So, since I'm at the top, I'm going to head back down, and I'm going to come down this other street. This isn't the road I came up. I did not turn around. The road turns there like a U. And I'm going to coast. Look at these kids. There's kids in town here. Got a privacy fence there. So actually, I guess there's 3 rows of houses. No, there's 2. Now, I'm gonna go down this back way. I came through that way over there. This is more like an alley than a road. And I'm running behind the houses that face that main road there on Gap Branch. I got some firewood, must have a wood burning stove inside their house. There's a dog welcoming me to the neighborhood. Another dog. Dogs are popular things here. Hope I can get past this guy washing his car, because I ain't backing up this road. Here's like a little field. Hold on while I get past his car. That's an old retired guy washing a Lincoln Continental. What you got over here? And this is Gap Branch. You've seen it. Maybe if I'd have come down the other way, you'd have got the other view of the houses coming from the top. Look at that pretty yellow one over there. That must have been like a boarding house. Oh, I'm getting into some plants over here. Yeah, it's all good. You can see the high school right there, which I'm behind. I know this road's gonna wrap around and let me out of here. It better. Yeah, it does. You pass these. Oh, that might have scratched the paint a little bit. Hope not. Used to be a big boarding house right here on this empty lot. They tore it down. I've heard several people talk about it. Look, here's a sign there warning you that there's a train crossing. There ain't no tracks any longer. I just thought out. There's no tracks any longer. You can see the ruts in the road from them, but they tore those tracks out. And I'm gonna park over here by the high school and walk around a little bit more. Okay, I'm by the entrance of Gap Branch. You can see on this sign right there that the road is even called Gap Branch Road. This building right here used to be some kind of a band building for the band. I'm looking up Main Street. This building right here is the high school. I love this sign on there. Park at your own risk, not responsible for accidents. So I guess I'm taking the risk. I parked right there. Now this building right here might be the junior high. There's a junior high and a high school next to each other. And they closed them in 1981. Look at this beautiful stone. This was all built by workers from U.S. Steel. And they quarried this stone like all the rest. Native, and built the school. They just wanted a really nice town, and in all actuality, Lynch was the largest coal camp in the whole U.S. and the nicest. I'm not going to deface the building. No doubt they put these pictures up because windows were broken, like those ones up at the top. This one does say right on there, Lynch High School. 1924 it was built. You can see these houses along Main Street here. Now there used to be a door open. You could look in this junior high building, which is this next building next to it. Look at those lights in there, see? I'm kind of afraid to be back here, not because I'm afraid of anything, just that I don't want somebody saying I'm facing something and then get in trouble, which I'm not doing. I love this. There's a tree growing right out through that window. Look at that. This is the back of the high school. You know what? I think I'm gonna go in here. I didn't go in here last time. Torn up pretty bad. Put my night light on, my night shot. You can see where people have torn the walls. You can see the brick there. The back of that's the brick wall. And then they put studs and plastered it. And then they painted it. You know, I bet this was really pretty in its day. A really nice school. You can see tile on the floor. Looney Creek in the woods. What the heck, I've been in all the other buildings. Might as well come through here too and look around. Take a chance of getting me out of it, I guess. I hear a weed eater. Somebody's weed eating on the other end. Wow, this room's torn up pretty bad. Can you see much without the night shot? You see some old desks laying around. That's where your chalkboards were. Look, there's one right there. Not much light in here. I bet this was real pretty in its day. I read in Bob Collier's book that they only hired the finest teachers to teach here. And all of this was incentive to get workers to come and live here and work here. Ah, here's the room with the tree. see real well in here because the windows are out. I'm interested in looking at this tree, how it's growing. It's growing right up out of the floor. If I was to hazard a guess, I would say that the high school is very similar to this. Probably equally as torn up. That's a real shame they couldn't have done something with this building. Used it for something. This is probably the front door right here. I'd bet it is. Front door. Walking down another hallway. Here's another classroom. Equally as torn up. You know, a lot of this stuff around Lynch is just like this building. It's just a shell. There's a toilet. There's a side door. I don't know if I can get out or not. Yeah, it's locked, and I ain't gonna force it. I don't want to be doing anything destructive. I'm not gonna go upstairs or even try, only because I don't know how sound the building is. I've done pretty well. I mean, I've walked through a lot of old stuff and haven't gotten hurt. Haven't gotten bit by no animals, some insects. Got some cuts on my legs from the hike today. I came through that side door right there. There's the stairwell. Oh man, it's tempting to go up there and take a peek. Here's another room. I'm going up the stairs. I just got to. Just don't want to miss anything. My goal is to get a good picture of the town, a good complete picture. The floor seems very solid. I say that till I fall through. Well, you know, it doesn't get snow in here and rain, so it should be solid. Here's shelves. Look at that, some old textbooks. That night shot works pretty good. Here you can see there's brick. Now you can see the plaster. There's part of the wood from that wall. I wouldn't mind getting into high school, but like I said, my guess is that it's just like this. These are the chalkboards that have been torn off the wall. I don't know why they're worried about people being destructive. What more can they do to it? It's in pretty bad shape. outside of blow it up, and if they blew it up, it might be doing them a favor. Oh, here's another stairwell. This goes down by the front door, no doubt. There's a classroom you can't see because the windows are boarded up. I don't know where this goes. Got some bushes growing in there. This is looking up in the Gap Branch. I came down that road. That's those shelves where those textbooks were. You know, I may not like how this night shot makes things green, but I sure do like how you can see better. And here's the stairwell I came up. It's got a lot of dust and powder on the stairs, which makes your footing kind of funny. I believe I'll walk out through here. That's a fire escape, I do believe, right there, which goes up to that doorway. That was sort of neat walking through there. I wouldn't mind getting in the churches and going inside the hospital, the old hospital building, which they made into a church thing, like I said. And aside from that, that's really the only buildings to see that I haven't been in already. This is looking up Main Street. I'm coming across the road. This is a building I was just in, walking through. See what it says on there? Lynch Grade in High School. And then this building right here is the high school. Put the backlight on because of the sun. It's so bright. I came through here last year and took photos in the fall. It's really cool to come through with my camera. And there you can see it says Lynch High School. The Golden Bulldogs they were called. Lynch Golden Bulldogs. I believe I'm just going to drive up Main Street the rest of the way up through town. And then I'll get up by the churches and stop. You see a lot of four-wheelers and a lot of kids on four-wheelers. And I talked to a guy who told me, you gotta get a four-wheeler if you move down here. They're just too much fun, too much to see. And I'm on Gap Branch Road, and I'm turning out onto Main Street. There you can see the high school. And I'm just gonna take you the rest of the way through town. lot of nice houses. And they're doing sidewalk repair, and that's what these orange signs are. You can tell these sidewalks are new. They were doing these last year when I was here in the fall. Hey, there's Teresa's beauty shop, just like she said. Now it looks like I'm coming out of Lynch, and I pretty much am. And there's the sign right there. It says "Welcome to Lynch." But if you come up this way, and this 160 goes up over the top of Black Mountain, which I'm not going to do because I really don't have any desire to go up that way. But there's some nice high dollar houses up in this area, right in here. These are no doubt Lynch mailing addresses. And then there's a little church over there, and I'll show you that once I turn around. Now you continue to come up this road, and you have the Lynch Country Club, which is right up here. Black Mountain's the highest point in all of Kentucky. It's over 4,000 feet. And it's 5 miles straight up the mountain. It's a lot of hard driving to get up there, shifting and whatnot, because it's pretty high. I'm only going to go as far as the country club and the factory, which is coming up here shortly. And then once you cross over the top of Black Mountain, you go into Virginia. See, there's one of the holes, golf green. This is a private club, members only. Although I wouldn't think it'd be too hard to get a membership here. It's probably just a matter of paying for it. There's also a factory up here on the other end of the country club, and I don't know much about it. I don't know what it's for. But I'm going to drive through this country club just for kicks. See the sign there? Lynch Country Club. Okay, go into first. And they got a pool here. Got to see it all, man. Can I drive down through here? Oh, I guess I can't. Oh, yes, I think I can. I do believe I can. Right through here. Here we go. There's the pool. And it does have water in it. Be a nice day to go for a swim. I'm surprised there ain't nobody swimming down through here. That's Looney Creek, of course. Pretty, ain't it? Oh, that bridge is gone. This old boy down at the portal today said, because they've had such bad flooding, he said, I wonder if any of those bridges at the country club are still there. There's one right there you can see. There's a green right there. It's probably not more than 9 holes. But if you lived around here, it'd be nice to golf, I guess. And I'm heading back toward town. My hand's getting tired of holding this camera. You wouldn't think it'd be heavy, but you lug it around all the time and it gets kind of tiring. I'm gonna use my other hand. There we go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive all the way through Lynch going this way to the other end. And then I'll come back through and go up Church Street up by the churches and the hospital. There's an aviation tower up at the top of Black Mountain. And it has to do with planes. Navigation for the big planes and stuff. And that's run by the government. And I've been up there. I was up there with Mark. I probably have it on the tape when I was through here with Mark in the fall of, what was that, October 2001? Let me slow down a bit here. Here's your church over here. The Lynch Church of God, the sign says. It's got a nice little creek running in front of it. Mile 6 it said. That's from Virginia line. So it is from about where that country club is, about 5 miles straight up the mountain. Now there's a sign right there. It says welcome to Lynch. And I'm coming in now into Upper Lynch, and I'm gonna drive all the way through to the other end without stopping. This is all on Main Street or 160. There you can see they're pouring the sidewalk over there. This road going off to the right that I'm coming up on goes up to Church Street, up that way. I'm not going up that way yet. Up at the end of the road up there, you can see that band building. I can see that really good with my eye, but I gotta zoom up to get that on the camera. Oh, now there's a vehicle coming up behind me. They're gonna want me to go faster than 20. I guess it don't matter, they can just ride behind me and like it or lump it. There you can see the school. Now once I turn here, I'm heading back toward the Miners Mart and the post office. Just like driving through here, if you's with me. That's where Church Street goes up. There's your Miners Mart and the post office. Old boy behind me turned off. There's the store, Old United Supply Company. City Hall's over here on my right. You can see the Winifred Belt Line going across the road over here. There's the train depot. This is the bathhouse. Restaurant building. Portals. The lamp house is closed, so Bob Lunsford isn't there. I ain't seen him since he... You know what? Bob gave me a bunch of hats today. I gave him that fruit, and he gave me like 4 or 5 hats. Some of them had his union pins on them. They were his. Said UMWA on them. He's acting all secret. He's like, here's stuff he's in your truck. This goes up to the top, up to where that borehole was, and they're, I guess, doing some kind of auger mining up there. This is a little area that separates Lower and Upper Lynch. Now I'm coming into Lower Lynch. See, coming up here on the right is the Baptist Church, the White Baptist Church, I guess they call it. There's a Black Baptist Church, although I'm not sure I know where that is. There's a car coming up on me pretty fast now. I'm filming a movie here. And this red brick building on the right, you know what it is? See if you can tell me real quick. It's a black colored school. Colored school here. And about where the sign crosses the road is where it goes into Benham. And I'm going to turn into a little park area and turn around. And there's the welcome sign right there that says welcome to Lynch. playing basketball over there. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Anderson Gist.
Okay, and how long have you lived here in Lynch?
Practically on and off 77 years.
77 years. Were you born here?
Yeah.
Were you born in the hospital downtown there?
No, I was born in my house on 1st Street.
In your house?
Yeah.
So you have a doctor or a wet nurse, or how'd that work?
Doctor.
And was your daddy a coal miner?
Yeah.
And how long did he work here?
He worked about 40 years, I think.
40 years. So he retired?
Yeah, he retired.
Did he retire from U.S. Steel or from Arch?
U.S. Steel.
Okay. And then, so what did you do then? You were raised here. Did you work here in the mines?
I worked in the mine about 7 years.
And then what did you do?
When I was 18, I worked 7 years, and I left. And I was gone for about 27 years.
And what'd you do for those 27 years?
I worked for a DuPont company in Wilmington, Delaware. I worked for the Burlington Railroad in Chicago. Then I came back here in the mine and worked 15 more years, and I retired.
So how come you left here? Just didn't want to be a miner?
No, that wasn't it. I was young then, it's time to move away, you know.
And then you came back and ended up working in the mines again?
15 years.
And then was that still U.S. Steel then, or was that Arch?
Well, when I first started back, it was U.S. Steel, then Arch took over.
And Arch hired you on?
Yeah.
And then you retired from Arch?
U.S. Steel hired me back then when Arch came on. I was still working. I retired on the Arch.
So you're married and have children?
Well, I'm not married now, but I have kids.
How many? You have one kid?
No, 5.
5 kids. You have grandchildren?
Yeah.
And what's become of your children? Did they stay here or did they move away?
Most of them moved away. I have one daughter still here.
So you're probably hoping to die here in this town, aren't you? Live here till the end?
I'm planning on.
It's a nice little community, isn't it?
Yeah, real nice.
So you own one of these houses over in this area?
No, I own a house right over here in Benham.
In Benham?
My daughter right here.
I see. Well, you have a good day. Thanks for talking with me.
All right.
That's sort of neat. I really like talking to these local people. Gives my tape a little more flavor. And I found that if I tell them I'm doing this for a class, they're real happy to assist me. Now I'm going to see if I can find this cemetery that I heard about. Now I heard it was mostly a black cemetery though. There's 1st Street. And I heard that look up that way. Somebody told me it was off of 3rd. I don't know. That's like more like an alley. I'm gonna drive up 2nd. Oh, it says one way, do not enter. So I guess I'll go up first. I'm gonna turn around right in here. Here you can see Bob Lunsford told me he used to play ball here when he was young. It used to be a big ball field with a big grandstand, which they've torn down long ago, I suspect. No parking at any time. Well, I'm gonna turn up this 1st Street. Oops, kid on the bicycle there. This used to all be the colored section. I see some kids playing in the street up here. If I can find me the cemetery. Okay. Got directions from Mr. MC Hammer back here. Snoop Dogg or whoever he is. This woman's checking me out. I'll give her a little wave. She waved back, looks friendly. I've never driven up this road before, and all the times I've been in Lynch. You can see the houses are layered. There's a layer below this one. Hey, you know what? I bet this right here is your Black Baptist Church. I bet it is. I hear people talk about the Baptist Church, and they say the white Baptist Church and the black one. Look at that. Greater Sinai Baptist Church. This is it. I just asked this lady walking down the street. Blair Cemetery, look at that. Now the Blairs, oh, this don't look like a very good road. People told me though you could get up it in the vehicle. The Blairs was the original homesteaders that lived in here before the steel company came in. And Bob Collier mentions them in his book and mentions that they're in a cemetery around here. Now this guy down at the Lamp House told me that this cemetery that I'm heading toward is a black cemetery and has all black people in it. But if there's Blairs in here, I'll just be tickled pink. Because those were the original people that lived up in here before U.S. Steel bought this land. Yeah, you got some downed trees there. Lots of downed trees from the storms that have been coming through here. Here's the doghouse overturned on the side. Nice having the pickup truck. Did a little off-roading. Actually, I guess I'm not off-roading. I don't know if you call this a road or not. I'm gonna have to go into first. This is worse than the road I was driving up today to get up to that view. You can see the houses down there. Here's somebody's garden. No, who's gardening up here? Yeah, nice little garden they got going on up here. There's another garden over there. Hold on, I gotta go in first. Well, I'll tell you, I had to stop here. Not because this looked like somebody might have been having a fire. Road stops. Stuff in front of it, but once I stopped here and got out, there's a little cemetery right here. Now you really gotta watch your grass for snakes, because this is where you'll find your copperheads and whatnot. I watch the ground constantly when I walk through stuff like this, but you know, I can't let some fear, some snakes keep me from seeing what I want to see. Sure enough, I don't know if you can read that. That ain't gonna help. Backlight don't help. It says on there, A.M. Blair. There's the A, M, Blair. And it has the dates on there. April 28th, 1869. To January 6th, 1899, I believe. And U.S. Steel came in here in 1917. So, these are the original people that lived up here. Fascinating. Fascinating little piece of history. Never seen this before. This gravestone here, you can see it says Elizabeth on there, and then I can't read what's in the middle, and then it says Charles, and this is Blair right here. Now, it's hard to see on the film, but I can read it with my eye easier than you can. 1835 to 1919. Or is that 13? Oh, I think it's 12. 1912. This was all before U.S. Steel came in. This one don't even have any words on it. Looks like a piece of slate. More of them similar to them. A little fence around here. You know something? Mountain people like to be buried on a hill or a mountain. I learned that from Loretta Lynn when I was doing about hers. Oh look, there's the sign. Joseph Blair Cemetery, 1796 to 1862. Wonder who hung that sign there and how long it's been there. That's nice. 1796, that's when the Blairs must have moved into this area. I know nothing about them. All I read was what Bob Collier had in his book, that the Blairs were the people living. Ho ho ho, you know what this is right here, buddy? That right there is poison ivy, yes it is. Look at it, I'm walking all through it. Well, that's a little, we'll see what happens, because you know what, I'm not normally, that I know of, allergic to poison ivy, because I've never really gotten bad rashes before, I spend a lot of time in the woods. But we'll see, because there's a lot of poison ivy up in here. Right there's some. It's not just the 3 leaves. You know, they say leaves of 3, leave them be. That's the old scout rule. But it's the jagged points. There's 5 points on this leaf. And that's a sure sign of poison ivy. That's definitely poison ivy right there. And I'm in shorts, which is what I always wear. Walking through poison ivy. Now this right here's got leaves of 3, but that's not poison ivy. Doesn't have those jagged leaves. Look at this little marker right here. Just a little stone marker is all it is. Blair Cemetery is overrun with poison ivy. You have to love it. This little stone right here might have had some words on it at one time. Yes, it looks like it does. Had words on it at once. They're gone now. This one you can clearly see says Blair on it right there. Blair. Let's walk over there and see if there's any readable names. Oh man, there's poison ivy all up in here. All up in here. Well, this one right here says that they was born in 1875 and died in 1893. There's another stone marker right through there. Pretty neat. Now, I don't know about the black graves. Oh man, this is all poison ivy. I walked through here earlier, wasn't paying no mind. I'm getting it all on my legs. I guess I'll find out for sure now if I'm allergic to it or not, because I done walked through a whole mess of it. It's all part of the adventure. If I have poison ivy, I'll get me some calamine lotion, I guess. Now this is a new grave site. Or a new marker. One or the other. This is Morris. Died in 1929. And there's other stone markers. KH. You see it says father through there. Now I don't know what's further on up the road. If there's a bigger graveyard or not. This old boy back at the lamp house wasn't Bob, a guy he was with. You know, I could wash my legs in warm soapy water, but there ain't no warm soapy water. None that I know of, anyway. Wow. I'll tell you what, if I am allergic to poison ivy, I'm going to have some really bad rash. Because I was walking all up through it on my bare legs. I don't pay no mind to poison ivy because I spend a lot of time in the woods and I haven't had a rash since I was a kid. Now I don't know what's up here. Oh, they got railroad ties. Well, these are definitely meant to keep somebody from driving up in here. No doubt of that. No doubt of that. Still, there's no trespassing signs. Holy cow, I thought that was a snake. Just looked down at it quick. I'm just gonna come up here a little ways and see if there's anything up here worth seeing. Some daylilies. These orange flowers. These grow in Ohio. Also, I don't know why I'm walking up here, just to see what's up here. Never been up here. It should be paved or blacktopped. There's garbage along the sides. Now for them to have blacktopped this road, that's what makes me think that it goes to somewhere. If this were just a gravel road, I'd think maybe it was just some kind of coal road or something, you know, for trucks or something, but it was blacktopped. Which makes me wonder if it goes to something worth seeing. Well, one thing's certain, I'm gonna for sure find out if I'm allergic to poison ivy or not. I ain't going no further. The road tees, there's a down tree over it, but it goes that way and goes up this way. And there ain't no telling what's up there. And you know what? If I hadn't walked all that way today up on the top of Black Mountain, up above that slate dump, I'd probably walk up further. But I did all that hard walking. Although this isn't a bad little stroll. It did go uphill, but it's at a slow incline, or low incline. And as you can tell, it's overcast, so it's cool, shady. But you know what? It may not lead to anything. And that guy down in the lamp house that told me there's a colored cemetery up here may not know what he was talking about. So, now if Bob Collier tells me that, yeah, if I'd have taken that left branch, it goes up to a big cemetery, then I'll come back up here. I won't mind. But I ain't going to go up there just to see it. So, I'm heading back to my truck and I'm going to turn off now. Ain't no point in me just talking the whole way down. I've had a great trip so far. And tomorrow, I probably won't put that on this tape because this is all about Lynch. But tomorrow I'm going to meet Ed Scott. It's unfortunate Lois died, but I got to meet her last year before she died. And I'm meeting Bob Collier tomorrow, who wrote a great book on Lynch. And I've met him from that. So, looking for a fun-packed day tomorrow. And Friday I'm going to the Hensley Settlement. So, haven't decided yet when I'm going home. Got to be back to school by Tuesday. So, I could stay all the way till Monday morning down here if I wanted. Don't know if I will or not, though. It makes me think of that poem by Robert Frost. What was it called? The Road Not Taken. If I can get started, I know it. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, and then I took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear, but really, as that passing there had worn them really about the same. No, I missed the verse. Both that morning equally lay, and leaves no steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet doubted, when way leaves on the way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this someday with a sigh, someday ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. It's one of my favorite poems. I'm a little rusty on it. I've never sat down and memorized it. I'm surprised I got as much as I did out. I've read it a number of times, and that's how I can recall it. I also like Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. I'd say those are my two favorites. Do not go gentle into that good night, which means don't give up life without a fight. You know, hang in there as long as you can. He wrote it to his dying father, but it has a lot of meaning about life in it. Well, I'm going to sign off here now. I'm bored you, and if you're watching this, you probably done fast-forwarded over this part already, and that's all right. And I'm going to head back up into town and go up by the churches. This is a view of Lower Lynch right here, and I'm taking this from my truck, and I'm still on that trail going back down where I came. You can see the rows of houses down there. Going up the side, and I wouldn't be surprised if that goes up to that little graveyard. Or it could be there's a different graveyard there. You know what? I'm going to stop right here and get out. Curiosity always gets the better of me. By the way, when I was getting back in the truck, there was a tick on my leg, which I flicked off. You know what it is? It's a garden, which is probably that one I drove by. This trail right here probably walks up to that graveyard. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, it looks like it's going to rain again. I've had pretty good luck with the rain. It has rained some, but it really hasn't impeded any of my plans or stopped me from doing much. See the name on that sign there? Blair Cemetery Road. And this is 2nd. And I hope this ain't a one-way road. It could be, I don't know. Sure enough, there's the Black Baptist Church, which I done heard about. Here's a woman on the side. I might ask her about the graveyard if I see her. I just talked to 3 nice black ladies. I would have filmed them, but they were looking awful suspicious at me. I found out this right here was the lower store. They used to have a store down here on this end of town, and this was it. It was a smaller store. And this is the White Baptist Church. I started telling you, those colored ladies told me that I can't believe I've used a whole hour of tape since I was at the post office. Wow. Those ladies told me that that was the only cemetery that they were aware of, was the Blair Cemetery. You know, this means I've done shot 4 hours of tape so far. I see my little thing blinking telling me I got 5 minutes of tape left on this tape. I cannot believe I used a whole hour of tape just from when I was at the post office. Well, yeah, I guess I walked all through the school. Here's some people getting some exercise. Looking like it's gonna rain, looking pretty overcast. I wanted to go up here by the churches, but you know what? If the weather gets bad, they're calling for good weather tomorrow. And sometime tomorrow I can come back up here. Well, there's a car just riding my tail and I'm going 25. I guess that ain't fast enough for them. Oh, I see I'm starting to get a little bit of rain on my windshield. Lamp house is closed up. And I'm going to go up this little side street here by the old superintendent's office. Get my windshield wiper going. Here you can see the apartments that they made out of the bathhouse. I'm in third. Let me go into second because I'm going up the hill. You can see the apartments down there. And this is the back of City Hall, and you can see the old store over there across the street. Back of City Hall. I do not know the name of this street off the top of my head. There you can see the store through there. This comes above Church Street. Well, it says this is Church Street. This right here is the clinic that they have, and it's run by the Appalachian Hospital System, or whatever they call it. Appalachian Regional Hospitals. Let's go up this way. This is called Highland Terrace on the street sign, but what this really is goes up to what they called Silk Stocking Row, and this is where all the mining bigwigs had their homes. Mine superintendent lived up here. You can see his house. I'm gonna show it to you. Hold on. Here's a lady out taking care of her yard. It's like a friendly little lady. Yeah, these are the nice homes. And this brownish one up here was the superintendent's house. Mine superintendent. Or is it the one next to it? No, it's this one right down here on the end. Wave at that fella. You know, people just probably think I'm out driving through here with a camera. Oh yeah, you can see the balcony there where the superintendent could come out and look. I'm going to turn around up here. I remember there wasn't much room to turn around when I was up here before. Check that out, man. This is a beautiful house, one of the largest ones in all of Lynch. And when these trees weren't here, you could see all the way down into the mining area. Bob told me they cut all the trees down for mining timbers. I'm going to turn around and get out of here. The house with the ivy all on it. There's a reflection off the windshield. It's a beautiful house. Your engineers used to live up here, your mine foreman. All of these houses in here, they called it Silk Stocking Row, was where all the bigwigs lived. And wow. Pretty houses. These are probably high dollar houses. He's gonna live up in here. That mine superintendent's house, the real pretty one with the big balcony and porch, looked like it needed a lot of work done on it. Well, it's looking pretty bad, so, and I'm out of tape. I think this would be a good place to stop. Although I might drive back down by that clinic. I believe my tape's going to give out on me in about 30 seconds. I'm driving back down Highland Terrace. I know this old boy Dave Hartford lives back there in one of those blue houses. I stopped and talked to those kids. I met him when I was here last time. He was really nice to me. Oh, it's starting to rain now. This is the clinic here. You can come and get doctored if you're sick. I'm gonna stop. It's raining. I'm about out of tape. So I'll pick up with the next tape another day, tomorrow maybe.